So today we have a very special guest with us. If someone asks you what is your most favorite moment as a Sri Lankan, you will definitely go with the 1996 Cricket World Cup trophy lifting moment at Lahore. So today we have the man of the match of 1996 Cricket World Cup final match, former Sri Lankan cricket captain and former Sri Lankan selecting committee chairman, and above all a proud golden son of Mother Senanayakian Aravinda de Silva, also known as Mad Max. Hello Aravinda.
Well, there wasn't much of celebrations in Pakistan, and I think the only bit of celebration was my mother giving me a surprise and visiting me in Pakistan to watch the test matches. And the other thing was that in Pakistan we don't tend to go out very much. So on the night when I was not out at 93, generally we all get together in the evenings. So we were having a chat, and I remember sitting with some of the senior players, with Roy Iyer and Dilip Paya, and we were having a discussion, and Roy was saying, "You will definitely reach the 100 on my birthday," and it really didn't strike to me at that time. I never took some of these records as something special, so I just went out there and played the way I usually do, and then I pushed a single, and I remember Imran coming to bowl from the other end. And the first delivery he bowled a short one, which I hooked for a six and reached my 100. So I was quite happy, and it became a memorable day and an incident, because I never forget Roy's birthday because it's the day after mine, and also I never forget the first 100 because it was on Roy's birthday. So I guess that was the special memories of that event. Well, that's long years ago. But remembering that particular match, I think it was something which we will cherish for the rest of our lives. Winning a World Cup is any cricketer's dream, and I think the kind of team we had, and the um, friendships we had amongst that team is something which I think was the key to winning that particular World Cup. And a lot of the individual performances were mainly due to the fact that the entire team played as one and played for each other. I think working as a team is a huge example through this achievement, because I felt that everyone enjoyed everyone else's success, and there was hardly any pressure on any single individual because they all felt that someone will go and do their job at some point. So right through the tournament, there were contributions from everyone. Even a 12th man who comes on the field would do something spectacular to make a difference in the team. And I think can't forget the fact that the journey from 1985 to 1996 gave us a lot of experience, and most of those players were there for at least 5 or 6 years of that, during that period, playing together, and we really understood everyone's strengths, and I think that was the key to really understand each other's strength, and working as a team brought us that success. And preparing for that big moment, I remember one of my very dear friends gave me a huge surprise on the day of the finals. the previous night actually, someone came and knocked on the door in my hotel, and then when I opened the door, it was Mr. R.I.T. Alas and my father, who came there and gave me a huge surprise, and actually uh, spent about half an hour with me, and their words were as usual. Mr. Alice's words were that you always have to remember our motto, country before self. You have to go and do your job for the country, and so the only thing I thought of was this is a great opportunity for us to register uh, an amazing opportunity to achieve a victory in a World Cup final, and to give out my best. There was hardly any other pressure at all. So we went out there, and then in my case, I just went out there and was focused just to do what I had to do and nothing else. So I guess that was the key. Well, as I mentioned earlier, it was the journey, and so if you look at my record over the career, over the Sri Lankan representation career from 1984, 83, 84 to 2003, a 20-year span. It was all to do with the experiences I had, and there was a lot of trial and error I had to do to learn the game. So, in the initial stages of my career, we didn't have much test cricket to try out things. But the real transformation happened in 1995 when I got an opportunity to go to England and play a county season where I really understood what talent we Sri Lankans had, not only myself, started to believe in my ability and believe in myself. And actually, that also helped during my school career because the fact that the school gave me the kind of confidence I needed, letting me, when they realized and understood that there was talent and potential in me, they recognized that at a very young age, and from the age of 13 or 14 years, I was able to play first 11 cricket, and that gave me that exposure for almost 5 to 6 years at the first 11 level. And I think that is the key to be able to believe in yourself and ability, trust yourself in whatever you want to do and achieve. I think the only thing what my school gave was that positive thinking, and I'm ever so grateful for that. And that is what we have to try and inculcate in a lot of these young children for the future. And I would like to see a lot of the schools doing that without pulling them down. The children need to come out of a school thinking positive and believing in their ability and having confidence in themselves. So, building confidence is the key for any individual. They might be talented in various ways, and to bring out the best in their talents is to be able to be confident and believe in their ability, and that is something which I got from the school during my uh, stint at DS Senanayaka, and I was able to realize it also um, uh, at the county level when I started playing for Kent. There, what I realized was okay, the school recognized me at that age, and there it was proved that when I went and played with all these other international players, that there was no difference between myself and these people, and how they think is the same as we think. And thereafter, you can see even in my performances how things change, and there were one or two things which we really needed to change in our approach, and that was the training aspect. So that I think Alex Contori and Dev Watmo, who joined us in 1995, gave us that part of knowledge to work in a systematic way to develop your fitness and everything else. So that really helped us to progress from there on, and even the consistency in performance was mainly due to those few reasons. Well, I think that is what sport teaches you. It's like your heartbeat. Things don't go in one straight line, and if it does, that means you're dead. So performance is always up and down, and you have to understand life is also like that. You have your success, and then things go wrong, and you need to pick up yourself and work again towards achieving whatever you want to achieve. And you have to reflect back and understand what went wrong, and a lot of analysis needs to be done. So in day-to-day life, that is what you apply. And when you talk about me getting dropped in 1999, I thought, okay, I got dropped after making a double hundred against Bangladesh, where I announced my retirement from Test cricket, and then that happened once I finished, and then when they left me out, I retired from Test cricket. But then again in 2003, when I just before I got dropped, I got some runs against Australia in Sri Lanka. Then I subsequently got dropped. And then what happened was I felt that I was unfairly left out, but I never wanted to go and talk to any person for any help, and I thought, okay, I will work hard and try and see how I could make a comeback. But there was no chance of anyone talking to me at that time to make a comeback. I played some domestic cricket, but I performed still. There was no approach. But luckily, when Michael Tissera came into the cricket board, after I got dropped in 2001 or 2, then he came back as a selector, and then he called me up and said, look, we feel that we would want to have you for the 2003 World Cup. And at that point, he wanted me to tour Zimbabwe. And then I said, so look, the way I am at the moment, I won't be able to go and perform. I need to lose some weight and train before I prepare myself to play in international cricket. So I said, send a young person to Zimbabwe, because that's not going to be a tough tour, but I'll take the difficult tour after that to Pakistan. That was 6 weeks later, and let me do some training and get back my normal fitness levels. And then I started training for 6 weeks and managed to lose about 13 kilos and got fit, and then toured Pakistan, and Arjuna also was on that same tour. So both of us did very well during that tour, and we won the series as well. And so that was something which I always felt that when someone wants to pull me down, I will always want to show them how strong I am mentally. And it is a case of believing in your ability and trusting yourself to go out there and do what you need to do. And that is what we are also trying to change today in the cricket system, where when people get dropped, they go to politicians and go to various officials to try and get a helping hand. I think that shouldn't be encouraged. And the schools, it's the same form. They use various ways to try and get themselves selected to represent certain sport. So we need to try and eliminate all that and try and give people the opportunity who are talented, and also must be very very transparent in selecting people. That is what happened during our time in our school, and that really made the difference, because when I was in school, I remember Mr. Alice coming and telling the coaches, I don't want to win tournaments, I just want you to produce 3 or 4 cricketers to represent the country. And I think that is the key, where you inculcate proper thinking into the child's mind as well at a very young age, encourage them and support them, but not interfere. I think that is the key. So the parents, everyone, teachers, everyone must understand that if you deprive one child of an opportunity, that it will have an impact on their child as well, because you're teaching them the wrong thing to do. So you must let them play, enjoy the sport in school, and then let it take its own fate, and that way I think it will help the child as well. So I think that is how I managed to continue my career, and I knew there was no support from anyone other than encouragement, 100% encouragement from the school, the principal, the teachers, masters in charge, and my parents, which helped me to achieve whatever I have achieved. Well, as I said before, it was the culture and the values which were taught in school, and more so the confidence they gave us, all the teachers, the coaches, the kind of confidence they gave and believed in our ability, not only in my case, but everyone else who did sport or any other activity, I think was supported in every aspect, and whatever they could afford they would give and try and support them, and I think more than anything else, what the most valuable thing I would say is the values which were taught in our school. I think that is what we most of us took away from that school, and I think that has helped us to build our futures from that time. Well, the only thing I can remember very well is every time I get late to school, he would make sure that he punishes me twice more than anyone else. If the others get 1 caning, I get 2 canings, because I was playing cricket and I was captaining one of the teams. So by doing that, he taught us a lot of things, not to be favored, and one other thing is that the kind of encouragement he's given me personally, right through my stint at Senanayakian was amazing, because him and that family has been like a second father to me, and a family. So, and that sort of relationship has grown since then, and they're still like my own family, and I treat them the same way. I think not for anything else, it is something which I haven't seen anywhere else. I think a lot of the students, every time I walk into that house, I see not only myself, there are many more students who walk into that house even today, for that reason. And so I know it was not any favoritism, it is mainly because how he has treated each and every one, and how they feel about it. So I think it's very, very important for them to feel that way, because the fact that the kind of commitment, not only him, I think he got all the teachers at the time to also work in that same manner. And if you look at all our teachers, the coaches also supported and did exactly what he would do. So today I would see the same thing happening with my old coaches. I would go and visit them and see them as and whenever I can. And that gratitude is something which I feel is very, very important. And not forgetting those teachers, how much of commitment and effort they put in to build your future and to discipline you. I think sometimes we all get very upset and angry when they become too strict, but I think it's paid off in the long run. A lot of them I can't say mention it today, but like anyone else, I think all children are very mischievous, especially boys, you know. So I think it's common to all of us. So I think it's very important to understand that aspect and guide them properly. So whenever we went on trips, it's like going on tour nowadays. So when you go on cricket trips, playing against outstation schools, we had our mischievous times. Sometimes we stay up night and we sneak out to go and have something to eat outside. So things like that. But I think they're important. But sometimes we get punished and we learn lessons. I think those lessons are well learned, because then you, in your important time of your life, you think of those things and make sure that you don't make those mistakes again. And for any child, I feel life is all about experiences and learning from his mistakes. And everyone, I would say, have done certain mistakes. No one is perfect. So you have to make sure that you learn from those mistakes, and it's very important to build on it. And once you make a mistake, it's the wrong thing is to try and protect them, but to tell them this is where you're going wrong and correct yourself. And that's the only advice anyone can give, any sensible person can give. And if you give that, then I'm sure if that boy is a person who's willing to listen and learn, I think it goes a long way for people who wants to achieve good things in life. Well, see, most of the things what you learn in sport and in school, you tend to implement even in a workplace, because it's a team thing. Because you can't build any organization or any entity without working together as a team, and also giving responsibility to various individuals, and depending on their ability, encouraging them, supporting them, and that is how you build an organization. And so lot of the things, it's like building a team. You've got to do strategy when you're playing opposition against a certain opposition. You need to work out what your strengths are. You need to work on their weaknesses and try and capitalize on those. I think those are very, very important. And there are so many things you learn along the way. And like in cricket, you learn from your mistakes. You learn from the mistakes you do even in business. And basically you try to keep improving your standards. So I guess that's the only way to success. it's no short. There's no shortcut, and you've got to work towards. If you want to achieve something substantial, then you set your targets and then you work towards that, and that is not going to happen overnight. You got to go in stages, so you have to do your little steps properly, and then that is how you ultimately achieve your goal.